Hey, what's up, everybody? Your boy JC. Everyday Thoughts is in the building. Everybody gather around. You know what time it is. Um, Tonight's topic is textationship. Basically, when you try to build a relationship off of texting instead of going out on dates, etc. So, everybody gather around. Special guest with me tonight, Miss Kimberly Moore. She's gladly join me tonight. So, everybody gather around. Hope everybody's having a blessed and great evening tonight. Yeah, what time is it? Who all we got in the building tonight? What's going on, Miss Holmes? What's going on, Miss Carson? What up, Dad? How you doing, bro? How you doing, Dad? All right, should be a good one. Just waiting on my co-host to come join me tonight. Gather around. We're about to start this party up. Everybody's having a good and blessed and safe day. Hey, what's going on, Miss Kimberly? How you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm here.
All right, good to see you again. How you been?
I've been good. I can't complain. Life is good.
All right, let's get into it. What's going on, quick? What's going on, Deborah? I thank everybody for tuning in. So just introduce yourself to everybody, to the audience, and all that good stuff.
Hello, I am Kimberly Moore. Follow me, Kimberly M. Moore. I'm a life coach, author, speaker. So I'm a person of positivity. So if you like positive vibes, if you like a little light jokes and dating tips, feel free to follow me. I'm all in for it.
All right, you know who I am, JC. Everyday Thoughts, y'all already know what time it is. But yeah, tonight's topic is taxationships. You had made a post about this a few days ago, maybe 2, 3 days ago. So what were your thoughts about the
Mhm.
situation? And just explain it to
Well, I know.
explain it to people like the people that don't know what it is.
Well, basically, it is when a person is says that they are interested in you or interested in getting to know you or dating you, but they only text you. You never get a phone call. You never get asked out on dates. It's just strictly texting.
Hey, how you doing? Starbucks, like meet up at the bowling alley, movies, etc. Those kind of texts.
Right. Right. And some of them, I know from my personal experience, some of them are not even conversational texts. It's just, how are you? What are you doing? And basically, it never goes into a real, actual conversation.
Oh wow. Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, you try to go, hey, how you doing? But you got to, but think about this, guys. A lot of guys don't really know. You have to be direct. You have to be assertive to, initiate the day. You want to initiate initiative to even go into there and approach you. A lot of guys are very passive. Don't want to go on no kind of days. There's no kind of meetup. Just think you're supposed to, woman's supposed to
Mhm.
do everything, approach you, and make the plan, etc. So, a lot of guys they just don't
Right.
know. You know,
Mhm. Well, what do you mean by they just don't know as far as like, I mean, because after so long, it's like, okay, you're texting me. If you're texting me day after day, week after week, at some point, do you not want to see me? Do you not want to hear my voice? Do you not want to see how we vibe? Because that's normal. That's like the normal way humans, get together. I don't understand unless they it's something that they are trying to hide or something that they may not be comfortable with or what. I am curious to know what it is really.
I mean, it might be finances. He might be his look. He may not feel good enough. His whole mentality may be messed up. Why he doesn't feel like he has to have confidence to go out there and just try to read their approach and to try to arrange a date, etc. You know.
And I get it. And it doesn't have to be complicated because I just feel like if people stop assuming that everybody wants to be in a serious relationship with you, maybe some people just want to talk. You don't have to go out for coffee or go on a date with the expectation that I want to be with you. It's just conversating, it's just talking. Even if I go out with you, even if you talk on the phone with me, it doesn't mean we're going to get married or anything. It's just simple dialogue, simple conversation, simple talking. So if people can just learn to be honest about what it is they really want, dialogue with you, we just
Hold on, no, you. I think someone got disconnected. Could it be really not
can
looking
you
for
hear me?
anything
I
if
can hear
you're
you now.
interested stuff with the game? But maybe he had you in a rotation. Like he met you Monday, but he met somebody else Tuesday and Wednesday. So he's kind of like trying to juggle his options. You know, it does happen. You know.
Right, it does, and that's fine. But don't automatically assume that I'm gonna have a problem with that because I won't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all haven't even been on a date. There shouldn't be no kind of hesitation to try to invite somebody
Right,
out. And like I said, a date doesn't have to be Red Lobster or Olive Garden or Chili's, etc. It can be,
right.
walk in the park. It can be Starbucks. It can be going out for donuts,
Hmm.
coffee, etc. So, you got to get out the mindset. Like, I got to take the woman out on a expensive date. You don't really know that person. You're just trying to, get to know each other. So it's always good to go to coffee, meet her for tea or donuts,
Right.
whatever the person likes, and y'all just see y'all compatible face to face. You got to get yourself outside of the matrix where y'all texting, y'all actually having meaningful conversations and face to face.
Right. Because it's different if someone say, I want to get to know you. Okay. If you want to get to know me, then texting is not the way to get to know me. You can only learn a limited amount of information through texting me. But in order to really get to know me, you have to talk with me, spend time with me. You have to do all these things with me in order to get to know me because it takes time. So just texting, if you say you want to get to know me, texting does not work. It doesn't work. So regardless if you say, hey, I just want to be friends or I just whatever, it just doesn't work. It's texting is for me, I feel like texting should be just convenience. It should be, hey, I'm busy. I still want to communicate with you, but I can't have a full conversation with you right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you're busy at work, you're busy with your career. I can understand, cool,
Mm-hmm.
text, but you always try to like make sure that
Right.
y'all are talking on the phone, even just try to video chat, especially I try to meet up for the first time. You want to see that person's real, especially meeting somebody online.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure y'all can do a video like we're doing right now. So I might be a catfish, so
Right.
you got to make sure you don't,
Mm-hmm.
get
Yeah.
caught up with somebody being a catfish. So all that good stuff before y'all
Right.
meet up.
Right. Especially for me, I am a person that has to be mentally stimulated. So texting will only catch my attention for so long. And after I'm done texting, like I don't even want to talk anymore because I've texted out. So if we can't get on the phone and talk or we can't talk face to face, then I don't believe we can go any further because I need conversation.
Yeah, not all like it's okay to do like the little like where your first job, etc. But you really want to get in depth with a woman, get to know her likes or dislikes. Even some
Mm-hmm.
questions that may throw her off, like who you want at your bedside. Last five people at your bedside on your deathbed. Like think of some questions that's not really
Right.
generic that everybody has asked her. Ask her questions that
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of men have actually touched or even care to get to know her. Everybody can know about the surface, but it's all about underneath that surface to really communicate with her. That's why it's important to know
Right.
each,
And
Oh no, go on. Go on.
Hmm.
What?
Yeah, but a lot of people,
No, go on. My
I'm
fault.
sorry.
You good? You go on.
Go ahead. Oh, a lot of people say, "Hey, I want to get to know you," but they don't ask you any questions that centered around getting to know me.
I do. They just be trying to know, see what size you are, what size breast you have, ass, all that stuff. You know, that's okay,
Right.
but you gotta at least try to get to know her mind. You similar her mind,
Right.
the body code natural, but you gotta, you gotta, she gotta know, she gotta be connected with to you. You know, that
Right.
could turn that woman
And
off
I think,
completely, especially you send her, dick pictures or inappropriate photos.
right. Oh,
That's
God.
already, you already put yourself out the game. You know.
Exactly. Um, I just don't, and sometimes I feel like texting has crippled people from really being able to have a decent conversation or intellectual conversation or just dialoguing because you're texting. And I'm not even going to get on the abbreviations and stuff. Like, what can we have an actual conversation? Like, it's okay for convenience, but it just seems as though with texting, um people have not have let go or doesn't have the capabilities or being able to say, express themselves, what I need, what I want, what am I looking for, because they are so busy texting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You really don't know that person's emotion behind a text message. You know, because you don't know what they're thinking about as soon as they're typing or texting. So it's always important to make the phone call, be direct, be decisive, and that's one thing a lot of guys. That's what a lot of women appreciate in the guy and assertiveness to take charge type of mentality,
Right.
not somebody you have to like. Where are we going? Where is this going? Like she don't want to lead the interaction. She want a man to know what he's doing. So he's supposed to be the leader. Like I said, a lot of times we want to be the head, but a lot of times we act like we want to be the tail and we want to be following y'all around, But women don't want all
Right.
that. They want a man who's assertive, who know what he got drive, who got ambition, know what he got a vision, who know what he wants, not just somebody who's unsure, confused, don't know where he's going, or what kind of purpose, no kind of vision. So it's like, that's what women want. And I'll say that type of stuff. Dudes don't want to listen to me, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, y'all the one missing out.
Right. I know. And it's like, do you really desire to have? And I think, of course, not all guys are the same. And I think that some guys do desire to get to know you. And maybe they can use texting as just trying to get a feel for you or what you might like or what you can perhaps talk about when you do talk. But some men are hiding behind text messages because they don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of times you have no kind of direction, no kind of vibe. Your thought process is kind of limited going to the text. So like you can't really text. What do you think is gonna be like as far as when y'all get on an actual date?
Right. And that date probably won't happen if normally most of the time, if you have a guy who's just texting you, who never picks up the phone to have a conversation with you, the date never happens.
Oh wow. No, like I said, it's important to talk, to talk, get to know, get a feel for that person, even before you even
Mm-hmm.
go out on a date, because you just gotta see if y'all compatible before you even get to the point where you're asking her out on a date. You want to see y'all can communicate a little bit over the phone. Every time a lot of guys they get messed up at, they're kind of
Right.
taking the women out on dates, and it's like they haven't really vetted them. I understand you see her body, but you gotta impound her mind as well too. You can't do that, and a lot of times you're gonna be left on the wayside, or you're gonna be dealing with a woman who quote unquote wants you for your money, etc. Because you didn't vet her enough over the phone.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, because if you don't have anything to hide, then why can't we talk? Why can't we go on a date? If everything you told me was true,
that's what I'm saying.
why
Like,
are you hiding?
was he had like a wife or somebody, or I can't text you, call you past this time, then
Right.
I understand like work is okay, and I understand you got to work. But I'm just saying, as far as just normally you should be able to call and text unless he has somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Letitia say texting gives you the opportunity to be someone else your own fantasy world, and also another way to escape reality from bad relationships. What's your take on that?
That's like that seems sounds like somebody who's lying and cheating. That's what that sounds like. But yes, like I said, when people who are texting, they hide behind the text messages. It's either you are afraid to come up and talk or let me see you or talk to you. It's because you have created a false person through text message. And you know that if I see you or if I talk to you, I will be able to find out, or I would, it would be revealed that you're false, that what you told me was fake. So I think that a lot of people that have something to hide, or either insecure people, they hide behind text messages when you never take it to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just doing the basic. You talking about just texting somebody. You know, you just can't pick up the phone, just call and just check to see how that person's doing. How they feeling? Then you really
Right.
wasting your time. We do wasting other person's time as well too. They go both, men and women
Right.
too, not just men. You know.
Yeah, 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 both. And it's not just younger people either, because it's some older people who has gotten into the arena of doing this as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's sometimes it's sad that the older cats don't really know how to date, don't know how to court a woman, so it's like they're really, setting a bad example for the youth. 'Cause a lot of brothers, I'm told, like, what
Right.
is courting? What is the courtship? We're like, what is that? That has been dead. So it's like not you don't have like that many what courtship is. This is what being courting is. A lot of times where it's like Netflix and chill or Hulu and chill, something like that. It's nothing like really substantial, like everlasting type of
Right.
pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. And Kamisha said people are dating more than one person and can't be honest, which is a red flag. Yeah. People are dating more than one person and they are telling more than one person something different, which is the reason why they are sporadically talking to you because they're talking to somebody else at the same time. So when they say, hey, I want to get to know you, they are telling probably two or three other women the same thing. And you can't get to know three women all at the same time because you have to focus on it takes a lot of time and attention to really get to know a person. So how can you get to know three people at once?
so let me ask you this question: So you're not okay with people dating multiple people, or what? What's your sense on that?
You can date multiple people. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with dating multiple people, but at some point, somebody is going to outshadow the other person. You're going to be more interested in one person than the other. So then somebody got to fall off because you're going to base more your on the person that you like the most.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, like I said, I'm all about people's preference, but just be honest with your attention and what you want, and find people
Right.
that have similar core values. So I've always preached that. I've always said
Mm-hmm.
that. So, you're dating multiple people, then be
Right.
like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm dating other people, and it shouldn't be no kind of outburst because y'all just dating
Right.
on and you get to know each stage. But if you are exclusive, you are married, you are in a relationship, then while they're trying to flirt, trying to be, cute, trying to you do certain other stuff on the side, need to be, you cut off. Have respect for your mate. That's man or woman.
Right. Exactly.
Common sense to me, but you know.
Yeah.
All right. I read some of these comments. Felicia said, "Why waste my time going out with you if I can't have a conversation beforehand? It's all LOL, and yes, I know you're not serious since you don't get to waste my time in person also. But also too, I mean, what about a situation where, because you have like a lot of guys, especially like a lot of dating coaches telling guys like, look, you meet her, okay, you arrange the date, but you don't talk to her until the date of, or you just call her just to tell her like, are we still on for the night? What's your take on that? Not really calling periodically throughout the week, or just waiting until the date to confirm if y'all gonna go out that night or not.
I mean, I think it just depends on the person. I don't think there's any, if you make a date, I don't think there's anything wrong with communicating before that date happens. And I don't, it just depends on the people. You may get busy, and now busy means yeah, I'm working, or it depends on what's the time limit in between the date that you set, between the time you talk to this person and the date you set. I feel like if you make a date, if I make a date today for the weekend, I want to be able to talk to you before the weekend comes. So, I don't think there's anything wrong either way. It just depends on the people, that's the two people that's in the situation. For me, I would like to hear from you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Talking, getting communication, that way you get a better understanding before the date actually happens. That is true. You know, like I
Right.
said, and that way y'all
Yeah.
iron things out early, so when y'all do go on a date, y'all can really enjoy each other's company a lot more because y'all actually got to the time to, just chat for a little bit, just get to know each other for a little bit before the date.
Right. Because for me, normally, if we don't have a good text flow or we don't have a good phone conversation, most likely even going to be interested in meeting you in person. Because I just feel like there's no good conversation flow. Like I don't want there to be any space in between, like, oh, we're both silent staring at each other. So, I have to have something that says, hey, okay, I'm interested in knowing more.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You also got to get guys before knowing how to set dates, how to confirm dates. When you get on a date, you want to make sure you're there 10 to 15 minutes early. You want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure you see her first. You want to make sure she orders first. You want to make sure, you pay the tab, you pay the bill, and if she wants to pay for the tip, that's fine. But we just got to you
Yeah.
got to do a better job as far as maintain what actually a date is all. What it's all about. You know.
Right.
Like I said, it's not about
And
going to the fancy restaurant. It's about having that space for
Mhm.
y'all two to gel, y'all mix together, try to see y'all compatible or not.
Right.
What's going on, Amanda? Um, Murray, what's going on, everybody? What's your take about that as far as just guys not really knowing how to date, knowing how to court, knowing how to set arrangement of, etc.
I think that guys know more than what they say they know. I think that social media and texting has made them lazy. And this is not just guys too. I know some women that are like this too. It has made people lazy. It has made people just not be able to be on the up and up. And it's not that hard, because what is the difference between how they courted? Let's just say, of course, there's a big difference between how they courted back in the day than how they do now. But we are still people. We're still men. We're still women. We still have the same needs, the same wants. It's just determined whether or not you're really willing to work for it. Are you willing to do the work to obtain, and the time spent to obtain these conversations, to obtain these relationships? A lot of people don't want, for one, people are maintaining more than one relationship. Let me just say that. Just like somebody said earlier, they're texting more than one person. So it's harder for them to be genuine and maintain a relationship with one person, because you're focused on so many other people. But if people start being honest, men and women, about what they want, if they really desire to be in a relationship, a exclusive relationship with one person, then the dating scene can get better, because their attention is at one person. They are truly desiring and truly taking a time out to getting to know that person. A lot of people say, hey, get to know you, I'm with you for 2 weeks, or I talk to you for 2 weeks, so I know you. No, you don't. It takes a lot of time. Even when you take years to get to know a person, it's still something that you don't know about that person. So a lot of
Exactly.
people has become lazy.
The people that's married have been married 5, 10 years and still know their spouse.
No, because we change daily. We change year after year. It's always something new to learn. even about yourself, because, as you experience different things, it has an effect on you. You go through different things, you change.
Yeah, you do change. You're always evolving as a person, as a man, as a woman. You're always
Mm-hmm.
trying to, do better for yourself. Like I said, everything is not going to be the same. But the key thing is to keep trying to climb up that ladder and keep trying to elevate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind, your body, your
Right.
Holy Spirit, all that good stuff.
Right.
Alicia said, "I don't like talking on the phone at all, just because I hate awkward silence." Okay. I mean, I'm more the
But if the
person.
conversation,
Not go on.
huh?
Not go on.
I was just like, if the conversation flow is good and you just vibe and hit it off with a person, then does that make it easier for you to talk? Because I don't like silence either. But if I'm talking to a person who we have good conversation and the conversation, you can laugh, you can talk, you can do all of that. Do you think that you would enjoy that more?
No, I mean, I just think it might be a situation where you're talking to somebody and they keep talking about the same thing over and over again. They're not really trying to, get deep inside of you. They're trying to pin the surface. They're not trying to get, the inner tissue of you.
Mm-hmm. Right. So then in that instance, if someone become silent with me, I would ask them questions to try to build conversation, because sometimes people don't know how to start conversations and they don't know how to keep the conversation going. So if it's something that I want to know about them, hey, I'll ask them just to see if the conversation is going to continue to flow.
Yeah, what's going on, Hannah? Amber says social media allows people to believe that they have so many options. People's attention span has changed. Yeah, I agree. But it's just to the point where, like, a lot of guys or even women sometimes they don't even feel like going out. You can rely on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that need to go out there, go to a bar, go to the club, or go to any kind of event, social event, because it's like everything's on my phone. You have groups that's in the same
Right.
state as you in. You can try to meet people, meet and greet people, but it's like you have so many people, so many options to choose from. It's kind of hard to try to build that one foundation for that one person. Because a lot of people that you're talking to multiple people, so it's like when you like narrow that person down, just try to focus on one person. That's what you choose to do.
Right. And I feel the same way. It has changed. It has changed for some people. But at the same time, people do what they want to do. People put their time where they want to put it. If you're something that you're really interested in, then you're gonna put that time in, like football, sports, whatever it is that you're interested in, you're gonna make time for it. And you're gonna enjoy doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta get somebody. You gotta bang the man. Oh, you ain't spend no time with me. And like I said,
Right.
men and women. Then it's like that's not the person for you because the person's supposed to be excited. You may not be agreeing on everything, but he should be. He or she should be happy to hear your voice and happy to take you out and spend some time with you. That
Right.
person where to put the boys, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, their anything above you, then it's like you know where you fit in that person's life.
Right. I see this comment from, I think it's Kiefer. I think, I don't want to say your name wrong, but she said, dating can be exhausting. I can agree with that. Dating can be exhausting. And I would say, keep the dating experience being exhausting, so don't waste time. And don't with things too long, put it like that. If you the minute you find out that, hey, this is not for me, I don't think me and this person is gonna work out, then it's over, it's done. I'm not taking any more time on this person, because it will get exhausting when you try to force things that not working.
Yeah, and also too, like I said, you're in a relationship and you try to work that person to commit to you, and they try to string you along 2, 3, 4 years. It's like who got time for
Mhm.
all that?
Yeah, let it go. Let it go, because it will get exhausting. It's no, let it go. We have to learn how to stop staying in places and dealing with people longer than we need to. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean that's both men and women though too.
Right. For everybody.
Reefa said just texting, no, have to do more. It's just texting and definitely can't be that serious. Yeah, I don't think he's
It's
that
not.
serious. You're just probably one person with a roster that he's dealing with, so you know,
Right.
or her too. So
Hmm.
it all depends on
Yeah.
the situation. All right. Stefan said social media has actually made people less sociable because in many cases when people come together, they do not know how to interact with one another because actually strip many social. Do you agree or disagree with Stefan?
I agree. I definitely agree with what he said. And like I said earlier, social media has made people lazy, and I am a person who I build my skills just like we're doing now. I build communication skills. I build speaking skills because I like face-to-face contact. Face-to-face contact allows you to see the person for real. It allows you to express what's in you for real. So for me, it's important. And a lot of people haven't learned in the first place how to build those skills to know how to interact with people. So as soon as they got on social media, it was just like, boom, okay, I can be whatever I want to be and not have to show people what I am for real. I definitely agree. And it shouldn't I think people should personally continue to build themselves so they can have people skills because we can be on social media all day, but at the end of the day, we still have to deal with people, real people on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the one thing, so I had to work on too, as far as, you get on social media, but sometimes kind of a little shy, a little timid in real life, but that's something
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on myself. I'm really improving on that aspect, but it is a journey, especially, you always been kind of quiet, you've always been awkward, so it's kind of like, it is something that attached to a lot of people. But you got, like I said, you got to put yourself out there, yay or nay, end
Yeah.
of the damn day, you got to put yourself out there, put your best foot forward. Either they're going to say yes or no, but at least you put the offer out there.
Right.
All right, Hannah said everyone's on somebody's back burner and everyone has a back burn of their own, which they maintain with open-ended lusts. What's your thoughts about that?
I think to a certain extent it's true. Everybody has had a back burner. It just depends on how honest you are. Because if I'm not feeling a person, I'll let them know. If I'm not into them like that, I'll let them know. Or I don't string people along. I don't believe in doing that because I don't want anybody to do that to me. So sometimes it's difficult to tell a person that, hey, you may not be what I'm looking for, whatever, but I think it's important to be honest about it. Um, but it's true, yeah, for some people.
All you gotta do, you pull to the office like, hey, your time is up. I appreciate your services, but hey, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, it is because everybody's not going to want to take, I don't care how good of a person you are. I don't care how nice, how sweet you are, how good of a woman or man you are. Everybody's not going to want you. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. It could be that person. They probably know that they're not in position to be what you want.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, you don't want to be carrying around that ways with somebody you don't feel on their
Hmm.
living up to their potential. There's no need to try to stay around with too much longer. I mean, because a lot of times when the game is over, you see the double zeros on the scoreboard, it's time is up.
Right.
Sometimes
Right.
you still want to go you still want to go in overtime.
Right.
You already know the game's over with.
Right. So don't force it. Don't force it. Stop forcing things. We know deep down when something is working for us and when it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to know when to cut your losses. Got to cut your losses, cut ties, and don't let it linger. Because like the more time you let it linger, that's more harm, more damage you're gonna cause for yourself. You keep letting stuff
Right.
damage. You keep letting it linger. It's just like you have a scab, you have some kind of wound. You want to treat it immediately. You don't want to wait until it's already a lot of decay on it. You got to make sure that you treat it right away.
Right. Yeah, and it's okay not to want to get serious as long as you communicate that with the person and
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
hey, yeah, it's okay because everybody is not at the same place. Everybody not ready to be in a serious relationship. But just say that. So, don't lead the person on so they can then move on and maybe find somebody else.
yeah. Like I said, you gotta cut your losses. That's why it's always important to know who you are. You find your identity. And like I said, a
Right,
lot of times, a
exactly.
lot of people don't know that. They didn't even think, okay, I'm a
They don't.
janitor, I'm a math teacher, I'm a
Right.
science teacher, I'm a busboy. That's not who you
Mm-hmm.
are. That's what your job is. That's your job description. That's not who you are as a person, as a man or a woman. That's what people gotta stop realizing too. And also your car, your money, your houses. That's not who you are. That's what you want
Right.
to attain. You know, it's not who you are as a person. So and you don't ever want
Right.
to base your identity on what you have materialistic things. You know.
Right. And especially those people who are afraid to be by themselves.
Yeah. With covers and said, I'm not looking right now. That's why I love texting and talking on the phone. Maybe every other week. Okay. Like I said, it all depends on your core value. Whatever works for you, Miss Covington. You know, I ain't here to
Right.
knock nobody. You know.
Right.
Ever say everyone is not meant to be in your life? Yeah, people come seasons,
Right.
months, years, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, you have to know what you're gonna put up with, what you're not gonna put up with, and not really to try to settle, just to try to be with
Right.
somebody, man or woman. You know.
Right.
Oh, what up,
Who
Laquanda? What's
needs
going
to stay
on, girl?
and who needs to leave?
You said what now?
I said, who needs to stay and who needs to leave?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta make your roster cuts. You know, like you talk about a football team, they make roster cuts. You go on training camp, you go
Hmm.
into the season, they know who's gonna make the team, who's not gonna make the team. So, gotta know when to cut
Right.
ties. You know.
Right. And sometimes we meet people and they may not be a good mate for us, but they can turn into being good friends, people to talk to, people who you can become able to trust one day. So, it just depends.
Yeah, but like I said, it's all about being honest with your intentions. Everybody having the same core values and same outlook. Because sometimes they can change whether you're in a relationship. I mean, I may be on the same page for the first 2 3 years, but year 4, year 5, y'all like,
Right.
okay, well, we want something different. We want to go a different direction. You know, I appreciate the time spent. I learned so much, but it's like I want something else, whether it's man or female. You know, I don't feel like we're clicking. I
Right.
don't feel like we're in the same unit, the same direction. So it's always important to, you know,
Hmm.
figure out what y'all
Right.
want, even when y'all are even when y'all are in a relationship, to see where it's going and just try to evaluate the relationship. You know, where is this going? Where is it taking? Are you happy? Are you satisfied?
Right.
That's why it's good to have those powwow to be like, hey, what are some things I could have done better? What are things I need to improve on? What are things you could improve on? What I need. So always try to assess your partner. You know.
Yeah. Honesty.
Yeah.
Hannah said, what happened to the five love languages?
Yeah, I was about to say that too. You know, that's what I said about your love language too, with the physical touch, quality time, active service. You know, it's always important. You know, gifts given. It's always important to know your partner's love
Hmm.
language, men or females, because the way you want to be loved is maybe different. How she needs to be loved, he needs to be loved, etc. You know.
Hmm. I don't think anything happened to them per se. I think they are still there. I think people just have become more selfish and more self centered and not really concerned about what the next person needs or want, but only what they need and want.
Yeah, I mean that's being selfish. I mean, you're gonna be a man, woman. You always gotta attend to that person's needs and want, but don't sit there and sacrifice your self worth, your network, as far as who you are as a person. You know, I said how
Hmm.
your
Right,
standards are willing to like. Okay, let me take a step back and see what that person into, what other person or likes or dislikes, and vice versa for the woman too. You know.
hmm.
All right. Hannah said, I believe that the opportunity to contact many people at once seems to be encouraging counterparts. People try to establish different kinds of romantic attachment with different people at the same time. What's your take on that?
Like I said, like you asked me earlier about dating multiple people. People, it depends because if you this is my take on it. I personally do not think there's anything wrong with dating multiple people. Now, when I say multiple people, I'm not talking about 10, 20, and all that stuff. I'm talking about maybe two or three at the most. Where if you are, and this is in the beginning stages of, hey, I'm just talking, I'm just getting to know you. If once you start going on a couple of dates, you're going to get different vibes and different feelings and different personalities, talking to different people, and you're not going to vibe with all of these people. So somewhere along the way, you're gonna have some people falling off. It's gonna be, you may not be interested, even if it's three, you may not be interested in neither one. So you gotta start all the way over. So, but I think sometimes the disadvantage when you're dealing with one person is that you spend too much time and or you waste too much time when someone else could have been there at the same time that's better for you.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, you got to figure out what works for you. Some people they can date
Right.
multiple people. Some people they only date
Mhm.
one person. So whatever works for you, what you need to go by. You
Right.
know.
And when I said dating, a lot of people like to take it as if you're having sex with all of these people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just getting to know them, talking, seeing if you vibe and all of that stuff like that. That's as far as what dating is when I'm talking about dating, because
Well,
I
I mean,
know people have different
like you can't
definitions.
hinder something like you're having sex with somebody. You're still going out on dates with other people. It's kind of like, what's the point of me going out dating you? You're trying to
Right.
get to know you. You're
Because
still
that's
trying to have sex.
different.
You still having sex with somebody else. You know.
Mhm.
Like the old, like I made a
Right.
post saying like how can a king find you? You still messing around with jokers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
how to
That's
do something
totally
sit there and
different.
find you. It's like you still dealing with Tommy, Maurice,
Mhm.
Marcus, etc. You know what I mean? Like is there a
Right.
time where you kind of like, well, let me focus on this man and getting to know each other instead of me. Let me just take the sex out of other people. My situation with other men. I just focus on the one person. You know.
Right. Joanne said, but is it fair to the other person? This is why, to me, it's no fair, unfair. This is why people and not assume want to make you think that I am exclusively, there's a such thing as dating and there's a such thing as exclusively dating. If you have a conversation and saying that, hey, we're dating, hey, I'm dating other people, are we just dating each other, or are we allowed to date other people? We have to talk, we have to communicate, we have to ask questions, because if we assume that, hey, this I am the only person that this person is dating, and I'm not, then that's on me, because that person didn't tell me that I was the only person they're dating. So ask questions, get clarity if you want to know, but you have to talk.
Yeah, it's all about communication, being transparent with each other. Like I said, everybody need to be on the same page, the same team, and have an
Right.
understanding for each other where everybody's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Some people will be okay with it. And if you're not, then you are totally free to walk away from it any time, because guess what? You're not committed to anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Then you really can't get mad. Oh, she hasn't texted me. He hasn't texted me. He hasn't
Right.
called me. Like we're just dating.
Right.
I'm seeing the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the field. You're playing the field. So maybe I'll need to text you
Right.
every day or call you every day. We're just having fun. We're just get to know each other. We don't need to
Right.
do all that. But that's what I feel
Exactly.
like y'all text trying to get to know each other. Y'all trying to do something serious. Or y'all just something casual. Like what's the motive?
We're not talking about sleeping with different people. We're just talking about dating. We're talking about going out, texting, on the phone. We're not talking about sleeping with people. We're just talking about getting to know people. I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
We're
but
not talking about, huh?
no, I was saying it's important to be consistent though. Being consistent.
Right. You know, it's some people, hey, because if you're having sex, then that's deeper than just dating somebody. We're not talking about, I'm not promoting, let me get an understanding. Let me get an understanding. I'm not talking about sleeping with multiple people. That's not what I'm saying. I said dating, going out on dates, getting to know people, talking. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about sleeping with people. You're basically just feeling a vibe for a person to see if you want to take it further to pursue a relationship with them. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like I said, as far as just texting, I mean, you can only do so much, text so much, but you got to, put your bid in, invite her out, and see what's up. Because
Right.
texting, it can get very stagnant, and then next thing you know, somebody else catches the eye, and he's more direct, and
Mm-hmm.
guess who she gonna be with? The guy that's more direct and more decisive. So you really can't blame yourself.
Right.
You had the opportunity, and like I said, what y'all do give us space and time to make the move, and it's either you take it or you leave it. So you can't really get upset. You can't really
Mm-hmm.
get mad at the next person and stuff.
Right.
Hannah said people want to eat their cake too. So what's your thoughts about that?
I don't know. I'm not one of those people who want to have my cake and eat it too. I don't I mean, if you're talking about, like I said, I already explained what I meant when it comes to dating. So, I'm not, that's just what I meant, because okay, Stefan said it's funny because back in the day, most people knew the difference between dating and straight up relationship. Right. I mean, I'm not talking about sex. It's not about
But
sex
it's different.
because
It was different back
you
then,
don't, you
though.
don't, right. You don't even have to date anybody to just have sex with them. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about building relationships. We're talking about getting to know people. We're talking about dating and courting. And back in the day, men went to visit women in their homes and they didn't have sex. They sat in the car and just know each other. They went to drive-in movies. And, at some point, of course, they did have sex, but it wasn't so quick. It wasn't so jump. Hey, we're here today and we're doing it tomorrow. I'm just saying, talking, getting to know people. So as far as the having a cake and eat it too, I'm quite sure there are some people who want that, but that's not what we're talking about here.
But no, like it's different because even back then, a lot of people they talk about the man paying for dates, but he actually had to get your father or a relative
Right.
approval
Permission.
just to go out there and
Yes.
date. But nowadays, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
all this multiple dating it wasn't tolerated like back in the day. People were dating for a purpose, for
Right.
pursuit, for marriage, not just something
Exactly.
casual or just for something for
Right.
money, for sex, etc. It was something long term effect,
Right.
you know.
And even if a man or woman is dating multiple women or multiple men, they are going to pick the one that they like the most, or the one that they want, because the other ones, they're going to be out of the picture. When they figure out who it is they want, I'm willing to guarantee that that's where they're going to go.
Yeah, Hannah said having cake and eating it too is about having backups.
There are no backup in dating. You're not in an exclusive relationship. You're not committed. You're just dating.
But I like to say, like, the date with a purpose. Like, what's the purpose? The purpose is just to date, or what's the purpose? You know, or why you trying to date? Why you trying to get to know me, etc. You know,
Hmm.
Anderson not saying I'm not talking about say. I'm talking about options.
There are options. There will always be other options. If it just depends on the person. If that person is exclusively interested in you, they will exclusively just date you.
Yeah, Joe says this conversation limited. Explain what you mean by limited. Elaborate on that, Joe. Hannah said this conversation was about text dating.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We expand it off on all of the dating things, but yes, if you're texting, we're talking about texting, a texting relationship, which is not really a relationship. When you want to get to know someone,
Hannah
you have to
said,
go beyond texting.
Hannah, that's not what people. Yeah, that's why. Like I said, that's why it's important to set a date. Especially online, you want to make sure you're not being captured. If you try to video chat, that person want to video chat with you, then like I said, I
Right.
wouldn't even really waste too much time with it, especially I've been talking. Or even if the person
Hmm.
asks you for money, etc., you got to cut that off immediately.
Right. Exactly. Because that's a dead end. So, yeah.
But yeah, though, you got anything else to say? Hold on. So, who was talking about sex? How can we get there? How can there be sex in a text?
Well, when you go, there's plenty of stuff that was said before just now. So when you go back and listen to the whole entire video, then there will be other comments made that you probably didn't see before now that brought on those conversations.
Joe said she keep saying it's not about sex, but it's still to say this is to steer away from reality. So basically, she's saying a lot of this is about sex. So, what's your take on that?
Well, me dating, well, talking about the texting and the dating and how things have spanned so differently now in the dating scene. Um, it just depends on the person. If someone is interested in getting to know you, then sex is not going to be at the forefront. People do what they want to do. You know, if you're there for sex, then you're going to pursue sex. If you want to get to know that person, then you're going to get to know that person.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, you're dating to get sex, then really wasting your time,
Right,
because you don't need to go on
right,
dates to say to have sex.
right. Because you're just having sex. You're not really trying to get to know anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, you should be going on multiple dates and trying to build a woman up just to try and have sex with her. You can tell her straight up what you're looking for, and either she's down with it or she's not.
Right,
A lot of guys feel like they have to go on dates just to get sex with a woman, but you really don't have to do all that.
right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Steven said when people are dating, they're not trying to be exclusive to you. They're just getting to know other people before they become exclusive to anybody. What's your
Right,
take on that?
exactly. Exactly. That's the point. That's the point I was trying to make. It's not about, because when you're just dating, there are no, responsibilities. There should be no false expectations. There should be no extra that comes along with dating. We're just dating. We're just getting to know each other. Like you have no responsibility to me. I have none to you. We're just dating. That's it, you know?
Okay. All right. Hannah said, yeah, they're going to go out with the person they think they're going to get sex from.
I don't think that's completely true.
No.
I don't think that's completely true. It's contingent upon the person
Yeah.
and what they're looking for. If a person is about gains, then yes. If a person is seriously dating to find a potential mate, I don't think that's going to be at the forefront.
No. I mean, like I said, it's important to a lot of people, but you just have, like I said, it depends on your core values. You just want sex. You ain't got to sit
Mhm.
there and go on no 3, 4 dates and
Right.
stuff because,
You don't have to go on a date to get that nowadays. You can Netflix and chill, right?
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm cool with it as long as everybody on the same page. Misleading. Everybody know what they signed up for. That's all.
Right. So at the end of the day, if you want something real, at some point the text has to come to an end and meet face to face and talk.
Yeah, basically.
Right. So
But yeah, though, you got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
no, I think I'm good. I think I said enough today.
Okay, we got one more question. The covenant said that's somebody that's looking for a hookup, a booty call, or just a hookup.
For somebody who what? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Read that again.
I was reading Ms. Covington's question. She said that's somebody that's looking for booty calls or just hookups.
Who's just somebody looking for hookups or booty call? Somebody who's dating multiple people? Well, I don't get it.
Yeah, explain to us, Ms. Covington. Hannah said not completely, but this is the original question. Why are folks sidelining you through texting? Basically, they're saying guys are texting you or women are texting you for sex. So, you know, I don't know. I know about all that.
Okay. Well, I think we're good. We're good. I
All
think
right,
we're
so
good.
yeah, let's go wrap it up. Like I said, I appreciate you joining me tonight. You know.
Okay, no problem. Anytime.
All right, and like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. And make sure y'all check me out, check Kimberly out as well too. And Everyday Thoughts JC. Anybody that want to come in and debate discussion with me, let me know. And thank everybody have a blessed and safe evening. Y'all be easy. Y'all be good. Stay out of trouble.
Right.
Be easy.